Yeah, yeah, yeah. GlowChat.
Hi and welcome back to GlowChat, a podcast all about skincare, self-care and everything in between. I am your host Vic, and as always I am joined by the founder of GlowFine, Claire.
Hello.
This is our little catch-up episode
Yeah.
where we're not allowed to speak to each other in the week so that we've actually got things to talk about in the podcast.
Yeah.
What has been happening this week?
What have I been up to? What have I been up to? So we've secured, for GlowFind, we've secured our new venue for our next event, which
Yep.
is in May. So that teaser.
Yes.
Which I'm quite excited about. So it's going to be a bit more chill. Not as, what am I trying to say?
When are we, if we're not
Fitness.
doing that this week, can we not actually talk about where it's going to be?
Oh, we can actually talk
Yeah,
about where it's going to be.
it's going to be
We are going to have it at Bonnie and Wild in Edinburgh in the St James's Quarter. And we are going to be doing like kind of drinks, nibbles,
Yeah.
and then a little bit of like an SPF like kind of reset with Fraser, who was just on the last podcast, because next month it is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. So it's really chill. We're not doing Pilates. We're not doing anything overly strenuous.
Nope. You can put on a nice outfit if
Yeah.
you want. It's going to be May, so I feel like the weather's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a good excuse for a little midweek night out with a friend, really, isn't
Yeah,
it? Or
and
you can come along by yourself because it's going to be, I'm sure there'll be some people that will just be there by themselves as
Yep.
well. It's going to be very inclusive, welcoming, and yeah, just
a
full
little-
of like-minded people.
Catching up, meeting each other, having a wee chat.
Absolutely, yes. So
Yeah.
we're really excited for that one, aren't we?
I
It's just a
am.
bit different as well from the last event.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. So I'm looking forward to that. So it's just getting all the planning. We are. What else have we been up to for GlowFound? To be honest, it's just like our membership is growing. So I was saying like this month so far we've grown it by 24%.
Yeah, amazing.
So I think it's nice to see more people joining, and it's really interesting seeing, because at the minute if you join and you're in the first 50 members, you get another free product and you get to choose completely from the website.
Yeah.
Which is bold. But it's interesting seeing what is the most popular,
Okay.
which is the Skin 1004 Probio Cica Moisturiser.
That's really good, to be fair. That's a really good choice from people.
It is, do you know what, it's a great one because it's quite lightweight, but it's really nourishing, and
It
it's
comes in like
fragrance-free.
a little pot, and it feels like when you put it on that it's going to be almost like a night cream. It feels like
Yes.
that consistency, but actually it's perfect for daytime as well. It's not
Yes.
too heavy. Actually, it really feels quite nourishing. It's almost a little bit sticky or something like
It
that.
is a little
isn't
bit
it? Yeah.
sticky, but it's not like if you've I always think if you're looking for something that is a nighttime one, sometimes nighttime moisturisers can be really thick and almost balmy.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's like quite a nice consistency, but that is the most popular. And then the next most popular is the Purito SPF.
That's really good as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
again,
a nice
like
little combo.
yeah, it's quite a nice little combo. So that's been quite interesting. And Lucy, who works at GlowFound with me, she's going to start filming her Eat Your Skincare for our members. So we're starting to do more in the community. So she's going to be doing little videos on like Eat Your Skincare or little hints and tips
Yeah.
around.
Because as we always say, it's not really just about what you're putting on your skin. It's not just about skincare in the sense that, you know, you're going to have amazing skin if you just use all these products on the GlowFine site. It is really about looking after yourself from like the inside out, whether that is, you know, self-care, like looking after your mental well-being as
Yes.
well, because obviously stress and things like that has such a huge impact on your skin, but also what you eat as well. Like, are you looking after yourself? Are you drinking enough water? All these kind of things as well that sound really boring, but it's so
really
true.
important.
Yeah.
So like, because it was interesting because there's an influencer who is doing something at the minute, but it's like seaweed sushi wraps, and it's like it's things that's great if you have the money to do it, but and if you have the time to do that and make
if
that
you
whole,
want to
if
eat
you want to eat
seaweed.
seaweed.
Yeah.
Whereas when Lucy and I were talking about, we're like, we need to do this so it's practical and it's easy, that people, it fits into like busy lives. And it's stuff you can pick up in the supermarket. You're not having to go to like
Specialist
a specialist
shops
shop.
and things like that. Yeah.
So that's been quite good. That's kind of been the main things. I was off because it's been like Easter holidays, so I've been out.
You've been in mum mode. You have not been relaxing.
I've not been relaxing. No, I haven't.
You're actually glad now that the schools are back.
Yeah, no, I am 100%. And but I did go for a facial last Friday.
Yes.
So I go to a place called White Kirk, and I've been going there since October, and it's a girl called Morgan who always does my facial, and she's really good. Like I literally go there 50 minutes early, and I sit and have a conversation about ingredients and natural, and I get I geek out basically, and I get a lot of, like, I learn a lot when I'm there. But interestingly, she was like, your skin is very nourished.
Yeah, your skin is looking particularly glowy today.
Thank you. I think it is because I've been trialing the Dussel SPF, the mineral one. So, because obviously I like to, before we use them, I do like to use the products. And that's the one I've been using the longest. That I'm like, I think that's the difference from my last facial.
Amazing.
So,
and your husband is using that same one as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So basically, he nicks it. So that was interesting. But also, we were talking about like skin longevity and looking younger, and she was, I need to look into it, but she was saying I should look at face yoga. Apparently that is meant to be really good for slowing down the process of aging.
So is that kind of like
it's like almost like face gym type stuff.
Yeah, but, so it's like you can use like gua sha, but you can also just use like your hands and things as well.
Yeah, just to like massage and like, because she was doing something like around my chin to try and like, because that's where I get most of my breakouts, to try and like drain it. And she's like, just doing like face yoga, she's like, is really good. She's like, you should definitely look into it. So that I'm going to look into and do as one of my Wellness Wednesdays once I find it.
Yes, yeah, because I know there was a place called Elevate in Glasgow that used to do it, and that was all about those kind of like, you know, kind of like all the lymphatic drainage and things like that as well. And then there's like Face Gym, which is in London.
Yes.
But yeah, we need to look in and investigate to see where we can get it done.
And just see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued, but she did do a little bit, and it was very relaxing.
Yeah, because I think I've had it done before at like a kind of pop-up place, and they literally do like one half of your face, and then they show you so you can see the difference, like how much more like snatched and chiseled you look in one half. I know, so makes such a like instant impact as well. It's just like doing it regularly as well, isn't it?
So I'm going to give that a go. But that, I would say that's probably my big things. And then like the next month is probably gearing up for like as we get more members. I feel like we've now got like a nice little community, which is good. So it's just starting to build the engagement with our community, and prepping for our next event. And I'm going to be doing farmers markets soon, because I thought that would be quite nice.
Really exciting.
Because I find that when I actually sit and speak to people, that's actually when I get the most engagement, is actually hearing people's stories and then looking at products and recommendations, and that I feel like which is actually really a core part of GlowFound. It's connecting with people. So I'm going to give that a bash. So the next time we meet, I might have done one.
Nice. There's a really good one that I went to a couple of months ago. I need to find the name of it, but it was kind of in Fife. I think it was near Leven, and it was really good. It was just like had really cool branding and everything like that. I'll find the name of it and I'll title. But it was just like really, really cool independent brands, and yeah, it was really nice. If you're going to do one, you should definitely look into that one. I think it's on like every second Sunday or something like that. Really like good food. They had like live music there, but it was like a very nice like chic as well. It was
chic.
Yeah,
we like chic.
Yeah. From a marketing perspective, when I was in, and I was like, that's really like nice branding.
Yes.
You know.
I'll remember. Okay,
yeah,
I will have a look at that.
I will look that one up, and we'll find that one. But yeah, that's exciting though. I feel like you definitely enjoy that kind of aspect of it as well, as actually just talking to people, and like I see you in the DMs chatting to people when they are, you know, come to you and they're like, right, okay, I'm going to go, I was thinking about these different products, like what do you think? You know, I think that's a really nice part of it as well, where it is.
Because we had one person who, I actually get a few pregnant women that come through, and they want to do something, but they're really unsure. And also their skin changes a lot.
Yeah.
So interestingly, both were looking at similar things. But the hyaluronic acid by the Inky List. So if you're pregnant, I would always say get hyaluronic acid. It's pregnancy friendly, and your skin dries out, so you need that moisture. And I feel like you do need that concentration. And then I always say like the Skin 1004 probiotica cream. That's probably why people get so much of it, is because I keep being like, that's actually a good place to go to if you're unsure. And then the Purito SPF is the other one. So so that's, I would say that if you're kind of pregnant and you're worried, I would say those are the 3 products if your skin's feeling really dry.
But also people can DM as well
Yeah, no,
if
they
they've
can
got
DM.
any kind of like questions about, you know, what products they can use for anything like that as well, then
Yeah.
you can look into it for them as well.
We do. I actually love doing that.
Yeah.
We've had a few not new brands. We've had a few other Scottish brands reach out wanting to work with us.
Exciting.
So that's exciting, and I'm currently trialing products from a brand that we are going to be working with in June. So I don't want to reveal it yet, but
Yeah.
one of our community members actually recommended it,
Amazing.
which is good. So
We love that community feeling
Yeah.
as well, like they're part of it as well.
yeah,
Definitely.
so I said, I don't know what I've been up to, and I've actually been up to quite a lot.
Good. Like,
But what about you? What have you been up to?
what have I been up to? Honestly, just working. I feel like I can't believe it's nearly May already. It feels like it's getting into that kind of like busy time of year where there's like things on every single
Yes.
weekend. And I mean, they're all nice things, but it just, the next few months flies in so fast.
It does.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I feel like I'm going to blink and it's going to be July.
Yeah. Summer. We're ready for like summer vibes now.
Some heat,
Yeah. Absolutely.
like a nice glass of wine in a
Yeah, I'm
nice
thinking like
garden.
an Aperol. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. We're in that era now. Yep.
Yeah.
What else have I been up to? I know a lot of people were watching Coachella the last kind of couple of weekends. I was watching the Masters last weekend. That was my Coachella. So on the back of that, booked tickets to go to the Scottish Open
Did
in
you?
July. Yep. So
You're through my neck of the woods, I think.
yes, North Berwick.
Yeah.
So very excited for that. I was looking up the weather last year and it was like 23, 24, sunny all weekend. So that is...
Yeah, my husband usually always goes. And they had Katie Tunstall last year
Oh, right, okay.
performing.
Yep.
So I think it's always a good day out.
Yep, I'm excited. So yeah, I'm taking my niece along. I got her into golf last year. So she is now fully into her golf era as well now. So dragging her along with it, it's great. I just like train her up in all these like hobbies that my actual friends will have no part in. And yeah.
Is that the same niece that like now likes F1?
F1, yeah.
Oh, right. So I've been watching F1 Academy.
Yes. Oh, it's so
yeah,
good, isn't it?
It is good, but like I can't wait till it develops because like. So for those who don't watch F1, it is like it's female.
Yep.
But all the cars are made exactly the same, which is very, again, if an F1, that's all the kind of different companies.
Yep, definitely.
So it is actually a fair race, but it's really interesting. But you have got Charlotte Tilbury that sponsors, which is a big sponsor. I think Sephora sponsor.
Yep, this is new this season as well.
But it's really interesting because they've got such a good community because whilst they're all competing against each other, they're also all trying to get into a male-dominated
because there is
industry.
nothing actually stopping females from actually driving for an F1 team.
Yeah.
There was also a female driver this week who was testing for Mercedes as well, which was really exciting. Her first time in an F1 car, which is just great. We're all about that
Women.
empowered women. Yep, definitely.
So yeah.
So that's exciting.
Okay, so the Masters.
So I have not quite get around to going to the Masters yet. That's like on my bucket list of sporting events that I want to go to at some point in my life. So the Scottish Open is going to have to do for now. But I think Rory McIlroy is going to be there as well. So yeah, I'm very excited for that.
You know what, I grew up on a golf family.
Yeah.
So my dad, he like does his semi-retired. This is his semi-retired job where he works 30 hours a week and he manages the golf club that he plays at.
Oh, right, okay.
So like you can see. So I feel like I should like, my husband's always like, you should be well more into sport than you actually are. And I was like, I do like bits and pieces, but listening to golf is not that fun.
You're just not listening to it right.
Like, I'm just obviously just not listening to it right. But yeah, East Lothian's such a golfing place.
Yep, definitely. So excited for that in July. And just going to manifest
Vibes.
Gorgeous weather.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know how I will feel if I need to wear some sort of like waterproof jacket or something like that. It's going to kind of ruin the outfit.
You can make it work.
Absolutely. So speaking of which, we spoke last 2 weeks ago about, we were talking all about fashion. I was talking about being a stylist and things like that.
Yep.
And the few questions about, because I was mentioned about clearing out people's wardrobe and things like that. and where to start with that, what to do. So I thought I would give you some of my top tips.
That'd be
for.
excellent.
Are you taking notes here?
Yes, I am. Because last time we'd had this conversation, it was actually just me getting a styling
Yeah.
consultation.
So one-to-one
Yeah.
session. So I thought I would give some practical advice on exactly how to give yourself a wardrobe detox, because it's not complicated. You don't need to overthink it. You do need a good bit of time, possibly a glass or a bottle of wine to kind of help you along with it as well. Take the edge off it, because you will make a lot more mess, but it'll be worth it once it's all
Hopefully.
exactly cleaned out. So first of all, what I would always do when I am detoxing someone's wardrobe is we take everything out the wardrobes. Absolutely everything. This is not like a top up one. So this is like the first time that you are properly clearing out your wardrobe. You're going to take every single thing out your wardrobe. Because I just feel personally that putting something back into your wardrobe feels quite intentional then. You've got like a kind of purpose for it. You know that it's going there, rather than just, moving things around. If you're putting something back in, that is because you have the intention of wearing it and knowing exactly how to wear it as well. So then what we do is, once you take everything out and we're putting things back in again, it kind of depends on the person on exactly how they want to organise it, whether it's colours, whether it's more, I tend to do it by, put all my jeans together, obviously, and then tops that are more kind of like daytime ones, and more kind of like, nighttime ones, sweatshirts, things like that, knitwear, and just kind of have it so that it's a little bit more, if it's a day-to-day thing, you know exactly where you're going for your tops and things like that. And then I kind of organise it by colour within that as well, just because that's what I do.
I mean, I would do that as well.
So once you take everything out, what you're going to do is think about when you last wore it, what kind of occasion you would wear that for in the future.
Okay.
So when would you wear that? Before you're putting it back in, this is exactly the kind of, when I would actually wear it. And then you're going to think about, is it clean? Does it fit you? Does it need, buttons, put back on, or is a hem come down, something like that, need dry cleaned. And then you're also going to think about what you're going to wear it with as well, and have a kind of outfit in mind of exactly how you're going to style that up as well, because there is no point putting that back in if you think the reason I don't wear that is because I actually don't know what to wear with it. So you're going to keep everything separate that you really don't know how to wear. So if you've got an occasion that you would wear it, if you know that it fits you, you feel good in it as well, but you maybe just need some help, because then as your pile becomes bigger of the things that you just don't know how to style, then that's when you look at it and say, do you know what, I actually probably just need, for me, I always found that clients need more white t-shirts, or like a kind of plain shirt, or just something really simple to go with the kind of fancier pieces in the wardrobe, because that's the, they've maybe got fancy skirts or trousers that they've bought for a particular occasion, or they've got kind of fancier tops that they've got, but they don't have the kind of basics to team with both of them as well. They're just kind of really simple things that kind of sit well with everything as well. So it's just really about styling it up with, you tend to find that it's really the kind of cheap items that they need. It's whether it's like white t-shirts, a plain white shirt, something like that as well. So you're going to have to, like, before you put it back in, know exactly what you are going to wear with it as well. Then what I quite like to do is, if you've got things that you can kind of like convince yourself in your head, yeah, I'm definitely going to wear that in the next like 6 months. So what I would do is put all the hangers in like the wrong way round, so that they're kind of like facing you. And then once you've taken that out and you've worn it, then you turn the hanger around and you put it the right way. So that then in 3 months, 6 months, you can look along your rail and see what you've actually not worn. And then it's in your head, I've not reached for that in the last 6 months. Is there a chance that I'm not really actually going to reach for that in the next 6 months as well? Why haven't I worn it? It just kind of helps you process the kind of thought process behind actually why you've not worn it, and if you aren't going to wear it again. So I tend to find that works quite well as well. Then when you get some clients, they can get quite, they've maybe got, they just don't like throwing anything out. And they will just be like, no, I will definitely wear that again. I will definitely wear that again. So I'm like, well, why don't we just put everything that you haven't worn in a while into a suitcase? And then, maybe it's you know, you can put it in the loft or somewhere kind of out of sight. And if you don't go looking for that item in the next 6 months thinking this would be the perfect occasion to wear that thing that's in the suitcase, and then if you get to like 6 months and then if you can't tell me a single item that's actually in that suitcase, then you are not going to miss it. It can go to charity, it can go whatever, or you can sell it in Vinted or something like that as well, because people have got this thing where if they throw it out too soon, then they think about it constantly. They think, oh, this would have been the occasion that I would have worn that thing that I've not worn for 3 years. So, but whereas if they have the option of actually going to get this thing out if they really wanted it, then they know that they're not bothered about it as well. So that is a good way to do it. So it does take a little bit of time to actually go through.
Yes.
And there is a lot of mess in the meantime. But I just feel like when you take absolutely everything out, when you're putting it back in, you know, actually, I don't need that. I am not going to wear that again. You know, because it can be just that your life has changed and things that you had that you loved, but realistically, when is the next opportunity that you would actually wear that again?
Yeah, do you know what mine was? Going out dresses.
Yeah.
Right. When that era finished, I was like, I don't think I was quite prepared for that era to finish.
Exactly.
But I was like, I had loads of them, and I'm like, why do I? When am I going out?
Yes, absolutely.
And then the other thing I find hard and what to do is like occasion dress, like do you know, like dresses you wear to a wedding?
Yeah.
Which realistically you maybe wear once, twice.
Yeah. And you need to like make sure it's not the same like friendship group. They were just like, oh no, but I can't wear that because they've seen me before. As if anyone is really going to think about it. Yeah.
So I never know where to do with those where you keep them.
Yeah.
Because I actually have quite a few where I'm like, they fit me, they're really good, they're nice. So actually there's no reason why I shouldn't rewear them.
No, absolutely. I think it's for occasions like that as well. I would tend to always stick with something that you can maybe style in a completely different way the next time. So that it's not just you wear the same hat, shoes, bag, so that you can actually kind of change up the entire look without having to actually change the dress as well, especially if it is something you feel really good in as well, because that is the hardest part of it as well. So even just thinking about when you are buying something like that, how else can you wear it? Is it one particular way that you actually can only wear this dress, or are you going to be comfortable, you know, changing up the colour of the accessories or anything like that as well, so that you can give it like a new little lease of life?
Oh, that's quite good. I definitely noticed accessories is the bit. Yeah. Because I did a massive a wardrobe clear out, and I think I've got it to a point where I'm like, right, it's making sense. But I've now noticed it's like a different belt or like a different pair of shoes, flat shoes. Yeah. Because I'm not wearing heels anymore.
Yeah. I know when I think about like when we used to go out and it was the platform heels.
I'm like, how did I walk in these?
And then all weather.
And all weather. But I've still never thrown out. And then my husband's just like, I was like, I'm never wearing them, but I never want to throw them out.
No.
They're just iconic.
Too many good memories.
The only ones I won't throw out, and I've got the Louis Vuitton Kate Moss. Because they're just so classic.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
And they get rolled out for absolutely anything.
We'll definitely have an event at some point where
I can wear those.
Make you wear them.
So yeah, but I think accessories. I think like once you've got your basics, I think it's then how you can then style your outfit.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think changing it up for different seasons and things like that as well definitely makes such a big difference when you're actually just buying something that is not just for summer or it's not just for winter and things like that. Like I really don't like buying things for going on holiday where I think I will only wear this on the beach, or I will only wear this, you know, when I'm on like a really warm holiday. I want things that I'm going to be able to wear back here on a nice day as well. Yeah,
I had a phase where like when I go on holiday, apparently I just wore like neon bright colours. At home, I never wear neon bright colours.
That's because like quite often when I'm like helping women with their wardrobe, and they have like so many summer things or so many things that they would only ever wear on holiday, like whether it's like kind of matching sets, but I would only wear this on holiday. I would, you know, and they're quite adamant about that. I'm like, how many holidays are you going on? Because just now we have like an entire wardrobe dedicated to summer wardrobe that you would categorically not wear back here. You wouldn't be caught dead in back here because you would only ever wear on holiday.
That's so interesting because it is such a like a cultural thing.
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
why.
So I think it's just about, you know, when you're buying things as well, being quite intentional that it's not just for this one occasion or it's not just for, you know, one holiday and things like
Yeah.
that as well. Then it's,
Yeah, and I suppose as you're coming into spring, it's like I can't wait to start wearing my linen trousers.
yeah.
But I'm like waiting to like because it's
Well,
not
I've got
quite
the
warm
white jeans
enough.
out today. Let's see how long they stay
Oh, yeah,
white for.
it's meant to be nice.
Yes.
So that I think it's like how I feel like April is such a tricky month to style
Yeah.
because it's like the weather's so wild.
Yeah, it kind of does swing a lot. I think that is when layering is, I do love I think when I was younger, like, you know, we were talking about like the shoe collection, I had so many pairs of shoes. It was ridiculous. But I did wear heels like every single day for every single occasion as well as going out as well. Whereas now I feel like my thing is jackets. Like I just love,
You
like,
love a jacket.
good jacket. I just feel like it just makes, you can just wear the most simple outfit, but if you've got like a really good jacket on, that is where I spend my money these days, is on good jackets and coats and things like that. I just feel, especially in Scotland, you get a lot.
That's true.
This is not just for like a couple of months or a few wears over the
No.
winter. This is like they're working hard.
Yeah, no, they are. They definitely are, particularly the winter coats.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where I spend my money. Handbags
Right. Okay. Yeah.
is like mine because I feel like, well, I've had this theory over the years. Is like I can be wearing like H&M, like whatever, but if I have like a nicer handbag on, it
Yeah.
totally changes people's perception of the
Absolutely.
outfit.
Yeah.
Because I've had so many people where I was like, well, I think I was wearing a coat from like Primark or something, and they're like, oh, I thought that was like Topshop, and I was like, you're literally just making that assumption based on
Yeah.
the bag, but actually the coat is completely fine.
Definitely.
So it's interesting. So that's always my thing. I think that's kind of, and I also feel like they're investment pieces.
Yeah, definitely. And we were just talking earlier about how, you know, what you wear and what you know, it really depends on how you feel as well. And sometimes you can almost like trick your mind into just feeling better just by getting up and showing up. And I was talking about the Farron Clark effect. So it's this girl on TikTok. She's only like, I think she's only like 25 or something. But she has basically grown like so huge on TikTok because she always talks about how, you know, even if you are working from home, get up, put an outfit on that makes you feel good. You know, whether that's doing your skincare or putting makeup, you know, brushing your hair, you know, and doing all these things, because that empowers you and you are going to, when you feel better and when you look better, it's not about how other people perceive you, it's how you actually treat yourself as well. And, you know, when you're doing all these things, then you are just much more likely to achieve your goals. And just when you are feeling better about yourself, how that has such a like snowball effect on everything. So it's just a simple thing of getting up and actually, you know, making an effort in the morning, even when you don't have to, and how this completely can change your outlook and how other people are actually perceiving you as well when you just look, you know, like really confident and put together as well.
It's interesting. I would 100% agree with that. Because for a while when I worked from home, I would just be like joggers, hair scraped back, and then I changed. Probably actually as we started GlowFound, as I started it, because I was like, if I'm going to be a founder, I need to have like founder energy. I can't just be like in
It's so true,
like
though.
joggers and my hair's scraped back. And
I mean, you could, but
I
you
could.
don't feel, you're going to feel, you know, that you've got like imposter syndrome, like, oh, I'm not showing up like another founder, you know.
Yeah, or like you might have like an off the cuff like opportunity to meet somebody and you're like, what impression am I like giving?
Yeah.
Interestingly, I was doing the nursery pickup and it was a mum that actually I do CrossFit with, and she was like, you always just look so put together. And I'm generally not, but I've got like, well, I am, but I have like a formula. I have an outfit formula of like, this is the type of thing I wear.
Yeah.
And it's just easy to get dressed in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do definitely notice like a difference if I've got like, I've done my skincare, I've got myself ready. Like it definitely does set a different vibe.
It does just totally change how you are showing up, you know, for yourself as well. It's not about it's not about other people's perception or anything like that. It is just more about how you carry yourself when, you know, you look put together and you feel like, you know, if you bumped into someone, would you be like, oh my God, I can't believe I bumped into them when I look like this?
Yeah,
exactly.
And I do think it's really important. Again, it's more about how you feel. I feel like if you're comfortable in like
Oh, absolutely.
joggers and
It's
a
not
hoodie,
to say that
totally
you need
fine.
to have like makeup on or anything like that as well if you're like really confident without it. But it's just like what is going to be the thing that always makes you feel, whether that's getting like a blow dry or, you know, something like that as well, always having your nails done. It's just whatever that little thing is that just makes you feel, right, okay, so I can tackle whatever's coming.
Yeah, so when I worked in corporate, my thing was having my eyebrows done, which is a really random thing
Yeah.
because I've got quite thick eyebrows. So if I was going into a big meeting, I always made sure my eyebrows were done, like, and
on
they were
fleek.
like, I don't know why, but it just made me feel more confident.
Definitely. And
just
it's
a
one
random
of these things that, again, nobody would ever probably really think about.
Highly doubt people in a financial services were looking at my eyebrows. But it just made me feel a lot more confident, and it made me feel a lot more put together because...
Yeah, it's whatever kind of pulls your whole look together, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like because I've got like dark eyebrows. So if these are like out of control, it's not
Unruly.
a good look.
Yeah, so it's just interesting though, just like what that little thing is that makes you feel kind of put together. I would say for me, it's probably having fake tan on. Hate to be that shallow, that girl, but
I mean, I just talked about eyebrows, so we're not like...
no, it's yeah, just like I would love to be one of these like really pale people who just looks amazing in their own skin, but I just look ill and just not well, basically. And again, probably no one else would notice, but I'd be like, oh my God, I like, you know,
just
it's
look
just you
pale.
just don't feel yourself. You just
Yeah.
It totally affects like what I would wear and things like that as well. I'd be like covered up.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I think anything that's just going to have that barrier to, you know, stop you from actually wearing what you want to wear or anything like that as well,
Yeah.
then it's worth the time and the effort.
I think so. It'd be interesting to know from our listeners what their thing is.
Yeah.
So put
I
in
know
the
for some
comments.
people it'll be like always having their nails done as well
Yeah.
and things like that. I mean, I have so many actually.
I know, I said my eyebrows, but nails has been
Nails,
like last year. I never had my nails done for ages after I had the kids. And then the beginning of 2025, I made the decision, I was like, I'm going to go get my nails done. And I've stuck with it. And but again, it's the same thing. I feel like it feels more put together.
Yeah, yeah. Because even like if I've like broken a nail or something like that, I feel like when you're out, you're kind of like covering up,
and I talk with my hands. So like again, like it's
yeah,
yeah. I have so many.
yeah.
But yeah, if people could share in the comments what they think.
We would love to know like what your number one thing is, whether it's like a blow dry, whether it's your tan, whether it's, you know, your nails or something like that, or something that we've not mentioned.
I know, something that like we've not even thought about that might add
skincare. We should probably push that a bit more as
yeah,
well.
maybe that.
Just
or
like,
something we'll end up adding to our list because we never thought of it.
oh gosh,
I know.
I can't afford any more steps, to be honest with you. Whether it's time or money.
Time or money. That would, yeah. Just trying to think. What else have we... Oh, we're going into spring, so obviously skincare is going to change.
Yeah.
So
what are you swapping out, swapping in?
what am I swapping out? Things I'm swapping out is I'm going to move to a slightly lighter moisturiser for the day. Because, so in the winter, my skin personally, and people generally, it tends to be it's drier, it's because we're in the winter, there's the heating.
Yeah.
So you usually find you need like a thicker moisturiser. Obviously, unless you have naturally really dry skin. But again, as you go into spring and summer, like your skin will change slightly. It might become more oily because it's getting warmer weather. So I would say I'm going to swap out that. But I'm going to keep it as my nighttime because I still feel like I need that overnight. And then, I mean, I feel like I can't keep banging on about SPF, but that is like probably the thing that's just consistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing I'm going to be changing is probably, I think it's going to be using maybe less actives and just focusing more on hydration. So again, because it's getting warmer, your skin's going to get drier. It's also getting a bit more oily. So if it starts to get a bit more like oily than like actives, it can cause irritation.
Yeah.
So maybe like easing off on the niacinamide, which, I mean, I do love my clarifying serum, but I'm only keeping that for night and actually changing, just really focus on like hyaluronic acid and hydrating things during the day. That would be my 3 things for like spring skin.
Yeah. I have added in a barrier cream. It's actually a Purito one. Just really want to work on kind of skin barrier and just making sure it is in tip-top condition. And what else have I? Again, I'm still loving that Purito SPF as well. Big
So
Purito
good.
fans. It's really good, isn't it? And that's really the only kind of new thing that I've added into my routine. But yeah, I think it's just being consistent with it as
Yeah.
well. And I'm trying to resist the urge of just like buying lots of new products and then just like throwing them into the routine and then
Just see what happens.
Exactly. Because then you really don't know what it is that's actually working for your skin as well.
I know, and
What
it's
makes
like
a difference.
it is actually quite a long process, which is why. So when we do the free products every month, I try and change it. So like the first month was the Inculus hyaluronic acid,
Yeah.
which is why the next month it was the lip balm, so it wasn't competing. And then we did the like what did we do? We then did the Raven Botanicals cleanser,
Yeah.
but then this is why we're doing the eye cream. So it's to try and give like a long enough time so you can
that
see which
still
product.
use each product. You're not trying to like replace it every single month
Yeah,
as well. Yeah.
and then it's not competing, so you can't really see what it is, or if it's causing an irritation, you can't figure out which one it is. So I'm actually quite selective in what we try and do.
Yeah.
So it tries to reduce that kind of irritation.
And then it's going to be an SPF.
And then it's going to be an SPF one, which is
Yes.
obviously Dussel,
Yes.
which I think everybody's really excited about. I've had quite a few DMs about the Fraser's podcast.
Yep.
We have also had people sign up to our
Yes,
collective.
amazing. He was a great guest to have on and just talking all things SPF and everything like
I
that.
learned so much from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it is just, I feel like the whole skincare can be quite intimidating in the sense that there's just so much to think about and it can be a bit that kind of like decision overwhelm as well.
Yeah, I actually do think, see if you're someone who has got, you're like, I've either not been interested or I've got no idea, SPF is actually the place I would start.
Yeah,
You just
absolutely.
did that and then you can work out all around it. I always used to think a cleanser, but actually I think an SPF.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For every single day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely. I know. I feel like we just talk about SPF
I know.
all the time.
We're actually just an SPF podcast.
No, exactly. Maybe we just need to niche down. I just talk about SPF every week.
We will get to a different topic, guys.
Absolutely. Yes, but not this week.
But not this week.
So if you are not following us already, make sure you head over to, you'll find us at GlowFound Official on both Instagram and TikTok. And let us know if you have any questions for the podcast.
Yeah.
We will discuss them. It doesn't even need to be about skincare.
Could be about anything.
Self-care, and then obviously we want to know your one thing that you need to have done, your kind of non-negotiable in that sense as well, which just makes you feel like the most empowered version of yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. So thank you very much for joining us this week, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.